see what we have here. It's Thursday morning, March 28th, and we are a few minutes away from the opening bell. And let's look at what we have. The market looks to open a little bit higher. S&P is up slightly. And so let's see a quick look at where we are in indices. So yesterday we had a bit of a comeback at the end. And we held the 20-day moving average. Look at 5 minutes hourly. So again, we're still sandwiched inside the 50 and 200 bar moving averages. And we need to see where the market would go or would break, which is going through the intraday and the hourly for the last 60, 180 days. So we can go to back all the way for the last 180 days and see how the hourly traded. And we're still very much inside the 200 bar moving averages, so that's fine. But we are definitely pressing on it, and we'll see how much the bulls have left to try to get us above this trend line. And so let's look at some of the leading stocks. The VIX is still trying to, it looks like it's still supported here. So that's why the market is still indecisive where to go next. And let's look at some of these SNVK. There's anything we've been talking about. The last couple of days, it's at a 3. And it looks like it could still extend, though there might be a little bit of intraday consolidation, something like this, but overall looks like it's going to continue to follow through the momentum. And the market's ready to go in about a minute here. Okay, so from an hourly standpoint, we are looking for the fourth day that the count continues, but in an hourly standpoint, you can see that we had a 9 where the price range was determined, and then we ranged for a while after the 13. Now we're getting another momentum here. Intraday, we're in the 9 again, so now we're looking for the 13 to continue, and we'll see if today would be that day. Upwork is looking to see if there's support here. Tilray, CGC, these are some pot stocks, marijuana stocks, and they're still trying to work its way and see if we can get more support here from buyers. Let's take a look at some of the other stocks we talked about. This was yesterday. And a brief after we talked about this with that initial day trade, this did come back. And if anyone was interested in the 1 minute trade of this could have been taken here right around this level. And obviously for a day trade, you can have a trade here and another trade here. After this finished its initial downtrend and reversed and recaptured the 50 bar moving average. It went out of black screen. Let's go into the white screen, which is easier to see. All right, so it's obviously not doing the same things it did last time back in earlier this month. So as you can see, looking at it as our base As you see, it's broken. It never quite finished or followed through what you're supposed to do above the red line. So that's a telltale sign that it's not going to be doing exactly um, the same type of move. All right, so let's look at the Lennar. It's coming back down a little bit, which is good. Let's find a good place to entry. Higher car, B car, and let's look at Restoration Hardware is coming with earnings later. That's going to be in our watch list. Mm, This is a nice fundamentally sound company, and technicals look like it could be setting up, and we don't mind paying up after a good earnings report. We don't want to be stuck in a company that has bad earnings. Let's take a quick look at some of the other names that we've been talking about. Here we go. SVMK is still looking to challenge yesterday's high on an hourly. Count is after the initial 1 through 9 momentum part of the indicator, we're now getting the trend part of the indicator 1 to 13. We are looking at the MACD, came off of an overbought level of stochastic, and now we can try to see if we can get another run to the upside here. The MACD looks healthy on an hourly basis, and from a daily basis, same deal. For the weekly, today's Thursday, so we can finish up one. So this is the 6th week in a row that that the bars closed higher than 4 bars ago. So there's the reason why it's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is higher than this bar. So therefore, we have that number. All right. So we can break through this channel, or we can still consolidate 6, 7, even if we spend a couple weeks here, or we can just get a breakout in the upside, and we can continue to see the momentum come in. That would be also very good. But we can see a little bit of um, pause at the top of this channel, and we'll see if there's enough strength for the bull to um, break it out decisively. I'll forecast up a little bit. Let's go below the 200-day moving average, and look at this is the short triple leverage short of biotechs, and it's still trying to hold on to that 10-day moving average. Today's going to be a quick day. We're only going to have a half an hour till 10 o'clock, and we'll get back to a normal schedule tomorrow. I'm going to watch this replay today. Today's a short one, and we'll go through 3 names. If you guys have any questions they want me to go through overnight or after this video, just shoot me out an email or send our channel a comment or whatnot, and let us know what we can do for you. Facebook is down. So this is a good place if it breaks below this little island. We can see that fill the gap on the downside. If that's the case, this could be a good short candidate. And first 5 to 10 minutes, let's see what's out there that's volatile. Yeah, let's take a quick look at this. Obviously, this is still consolidating within that. Still, the hot blanket's still being applied here, so it's not a bad thing to maybe take a shot and enter at this green light right around the 200 bar moving average, right around 25. So if you can get that, that's not a bad deal, especially if this stochastics comes back down to an oversold level. Same here, same here, same here. So if you can get all of that in line where the bar goes down to 24 and change, high 24s and 25, that we can find some support at this recent buy setup, as long as we hold it and it doesn't confirm. That's a good sign. If stochastic gets below to an oversold level, that should be a good, at least an entry point. Otherwise, you can wait for it to break out a little bit and have a little bit more momentum instead of buying the dip. So there's two ways you can get involved: buy the dip or buy the breakout. That's what we normally do here. TEUM. So looking to finish at 13. It's a bit overextended already, so not getting too excited about this little pop. And Levi's, again, still within the consolidatory mode. Let's take a quick look at some of the nice, biggest moving stocks. CPLP, I mean, some of these things are already done. I guess I'll get some sort of a pop here, but well, that's a reverse split, so that's not real. DENX already traded 1 million shares. This looks pretty good. It already looks like it's coming out of this little flag, and gotta watch out for a double top, triple top, look, but 203, 229. I mean, this is 10%, roughly 10% from the bottom. After it opened and gets higher. So, right, that's over this bar, the recent buy setup. Interesting. Again, there's some resistance right here, 2.5. That's something you have to watch out for. In the 5 minute, it looks like it could be exhausting, so something you have to probably revisit. Okay, let's see what else we have here. Antenna communications. News came out. And I guess this is an upgrade. On the way to equal weight. So the stock is up 18% pre-market. Too far up there. Chase. So we don't want to chase. There's going to be a lot of better setups out there. Lulu has 171. The stock's today's high is 171. That's a new high. Earnings came out, so obviously that's why the stock is up 14.5% this morning. So we'd like to see how this breaks out and maybe get a follow through. That's going to be on our watch list also. This is a very good cup and handle on a weekly basis. Cup. This is the cup and the handle, and the fact that it's breaking above this weekly resistance is a very good sign. So anything around if this comes back down to this price, that should be buy. If we get lucky enough to get that. But anywhere close to 164, 160 right around the top is also a good buy. But we'll see how it closes. Sometimes I like to sell sellers like to sell it all the way back down and make it a fake breakout. So let's go back and see what the market's doing. It's up 61. All right, so we're definitely fighting to get back to the top of this trend line. and momentum going forward. Right, so the market's definitely consolidating in between an hourly between the 50 bar and the 200 bar. So and we're still stuck in this um, flag pattern pennant. All right, so let's continue to look. DC Communications, very good, solid looking stock. Missed out on this one, 48. Analysis is right, but not enough action, so stock that away. We'll wait for another opportunity, another entry point at some point in the future where we can consolidate. But it broke through this channel, which is what we're hoping that SVM SVMK is going to do. So raise at 68, so that's at 8, so that's something that we have to watch out for. That's already broken, so I mean we can reposition here. Goes down to 9, but after I hit the first price target 86 and get some profits. Same deal. Bring it up. See where he is. CGC is definitely selling off again, so that's probably going to look for some support at 200-day moving average. Okay. Clear. So everything seems to be heading back to the 200-day moving average. Netflix, same deal. So the market is giving us a bit of a window to see where we could be heading. Not surprisingly, we're a little weak here. Some of the leading stocks are also very weak. So RBP is not popping, of course. Amazon. It's stuck here. So let's see if this still holds. But there's a little bit of a negative bias out there. Even though the market's up, it's really not running. But it's too early to tell where the rest of the day is going to go. That's the NASDAQ, S&P. So we can probably see this market run if we can break through a couple of these resistance levels, 2820 and 2830 on the S&P. Then we can really see it challenge the high and maybe run a little bit further. Get rid of some of these lines that are confusing. Need that anymore. So we'll be against some of these resistance and support levels. This is a downward channel, obviously above that, so that becomes support now. And the previous channel that has become the resistance. So that's very important to follow and see where we can break. I have another 13 more minutes before we conclude this video today. It's a short day today. We can have a better day tomorrow to close out the week. Alibaba. And there's a drawing set. Right, so that's still looking to get a little more oversold here. And we also talked about NVIDIA recently after the earnings last couple of days. So finish its sell setup here. And now we have to see if we can break through the 200-day moving average and start another trend. So that would be very good for the bulls if we can get above this. And now we can challenge the 218, 220 level. Google. That's in a buy setup mode. And we will see if we can continue to go down to the 9. The weekly. So this has already started another of this weekly sell setup. There's a lot of buying that continues to come in, and now we're starting to form another sell setup, even though we are inside the countdown. It's what's called the 1 to 13 is a countdown. You know, the names that we can look at. Nothing's really jumping out at this point. Again, we're not going to do any day trade ideas today. It's going to be a short episode. So let's just look at some of the names we've already looked at. With QMS, this is an interesting stock. It's settling in at the 200-day moving average. So as this base is out, and if we can get out of this base, then we can put a trade in. This is definitely on our watch list as well. So this has been a negative downtrend for a long time, and now getting above the 200-day moving average. So that's a flip in the direction of the stock. And now we can try to see if we can get an entry here. It'd be nice to see it print out a 9, but where the stock is looking, there might not be enough. More buyers might come in and not wait for the sellers to exhaust. So we'll see how that plays out. Or we can get an 8 and a 9 to this level, to this big bar. And at that point, we can see if that's still a good entry point. And I prefer that it stays above the 200. We talked about this one earlier. Therapeutics. I'd like to see this base out a little bit better. The 9 hit in the 5 minutes, 5 minute chart, and now it's coming back down, or at least change the direction shortly. Pause in that rally. All right, so SDMK is continuing its count, and it looks like it really wants to break above that. So we'll see. Anything above 1740, you can get some short sellers to cover. And that would bode well, and hopefully we can hit our first price target today. So even if it does get to 18.5, it's always a good rule to sell some, even though it looks very, very strong. Can't really predict 100% of the time, so, but preparing, we can be a bit more ready to anticipate what the next moves are. Right, so Upwork, same deal. See, a lot of these pot stocks are finding support at these levels, and there's a little bit of slippage. But again, we'll wait for the next set of indicators to give us an indication of where we can anticipate the next major move is. Let's watch the SBMK. There's where the volume's coming up a little bit here to break above that top part of the trend line. Looks like there's a blow off. But as you can see in the 1 minute chart, there's a bigger volume at these levels because there are some short covering and some buying that's getting attracted by the setup. So let's see if we can continue to get the bulls to come in. And the market is selling up a little bit from its recent high. Working through that trend line. Okay, so Etsy is now down to the bottom of this flag, and that is good. Let's look at the daily. So the 9's finished. We have a 1. Obviously, it's a -1 or 1 to the downside as a buy setup because it's lower than 1, 2, 3, 4. So below this close. So as it appears above this close, then that will be a positive one. Above 66.02, this will become a one because that is the close here. So if this goes above 66.02 today, then that means it will be a one. And to continue that to become a two, it's got to close above this number 7. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 90. So that's how it works. And this stock just looks very good from a technical perspective. Earnings have been good. Another company that's been terrific is Planet Fitness. This is something that we have had for a very long time. The 20s, 25, and 68. And this looks like it could continue to break out. All right. All right, so here we go. The market looks like it's going to try again. 2 more minutes. So we hope you learned something and subscribe, like us, and let us know what else we can improve this channel and what else we can talk about in the upcoming episodes. We there it is. Finding that support, like I said. And this looks like it could break out. And it does look good. It's right across the 10-day moving average. That looks good. It was somewhat similar to this type of consolidation. So that's the consolidation here. Right. All right, so that's pretty much it. 10 o'clock. We will see you guys tomorrow, and have a good rest of the day, and good luck trading.